What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, we can get, some people to fall into this particular live stream. I'm going live at a particular time that I do not go live at. What's going on with you, JR? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, catch the replay. Hopefully, we get to the 15-minute marker and, we have some other people weighing in. If not, you know, I'll end it like I usually do and won't continue further. But, if we get some people coming in and speaking on the particular topic that I picked, think beyond the box. Don't get boxed in, don't get coaxed in, don't get played like a fool, you know. Hey, Street Rich, I see what you're saying. I see the particular what is it? The particular video you put up that you chose to put up. Hey, what can I say about that? That's a hard call, people do have followings and people will have their opinions on that. So, I guess once you throw the gauntlet out there like that, that's how it usually goes. So I don't know. I'll say this: when it comes to you said nice interview with KK Diamond. Yeah. Thank you, Jay. I thank you. I appreciate that. When it comes to I guess said issues, it's always good to have a conversation. If you can what's the word I'm looking for, if you can even have that, if that's even attainable. I found myself to not be able to have certain conversations with certain individuals, and essentially simple words that are usually handled between two men, usually one doesn't uphold their side. So with that being said, there's nothing you can do if the other person's not going to uphold what they said out their mouth to do. You only could you know do what you do as another man walking this globe. I don't try to advocate anything like that. Usually if someone does have an issue, it's a way that you can work it out, or no longer talk about them. Or I'll say this, just improve on the areas that you say, or that you see that are unfit. If it's unfit for you, just hopefully shine a light on the things that where you actually want to improve at. You said free promotion is cool. I'm a writer. Well, I look at it like this: it gets that kind of stuff gets kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's tricky. Maybe when it's someone like some big giant celebrity, Denzel Washington, whoever, someone that's real giant. Essentially a lot of times that goes over their head, because it's like I got so many people that may be planning, trying to get at me like that. I don't even see it, but someone that's probably not that high of level, they're more amped to protect whatever type of following or name that they done made for themselves. So it'll be more challenging like that. I know a lot of people are like, well, Rick, you don't had a couple tips with people. I'm like, well, these particular things were, I actually talked to one of the people, and the other person reached out, and essentially, it was a grander understanding between, at least I would say, one of them. I guess people are always gonna feel some kind of way about something. So with that being said, you can't stop how someone's gonna feel, but you can temper how you antagonize people. People just like yourself. You like, man, this is happening. Well, that person felt, well, this is happening. I don't advocate any of that. just like think about it when you see someone on the street. You see someone and you having words with them. It can go a many of ways depending on the type of person that you're dealing with. If the person is, not really about whatever they say, then they may be more less active to say something, or keep the conversation going. But then again, you could be dealing with someone that they could be short fused, and they jump off of there. And that's not saying nothing about you as the other person. I mean, think about back in the old west. It'd be like, you done did this, we're gonna have a duel. Some people don't even get to that. They be like, be a dirty motherfucker and shoot you in your back. I mean, it ain't really no rules and laws to how a certain person may have a certain reaction to you. So I mean, with all that being said, you got to think about all these things, and think about, is it really worth it? I mean, nothing should be based solely on entertainment purposes. And when I'm saying that, a lot of things you see in the media, oh, this person is beefing with this person. Well, both of these people probably work for the same particular you know movie company, or whatever, or television station or whatever. So, or record label. So you don't know that they probably done had a deal in some boardroom, like, okay, we're gonna have this person, they're gonna say this about you, and you're gonna say something about them, and their fans are gonna, rah 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 about whatever they said, and then at the end of all this, we're gonna have a coming together, and essentially we done drummed up enough, you know, um, you know, publicity, even if it's negative, to get people to buy more of whatever you're selling. If you're selling a television show, you're getting more people to tune into whatever television program you got. If you some type of recording artist, you're selling more units or more streams and things like that. If you're I've really not seen it happen in the movies, but I guess if you're having a tiff with y'all both movie celebrities of some type, okay, they're going to see his movie. Now they're going to see your movie because of this. I mean, in those type of forms, that may make sense, but everything else, that can turn into something that both parties may not want. So that's my point of view on that. Let me look at the comments. You said I'm on TV, that's why they sent people my way. Okay, all right. And then Joe Frank, we are one. What's up, folks? We are the one. What's up, folks? True Perks, I'm good. What's going on? Cadillac J Just. I mean, I look at it like this. I'm not at liberty to speak on anybody's, what is happening. So, you know, whatever it is whatever it is. I don't want nobody like, oh, this person is influencing, because a lot of people send me links to things and say, oh, what do you think about this? Or this person may have said that. And I'm like, well, I guess if you look at the constructs, a person may be upset for whatever reason, or feel some kind of way about whatever. I ain't weighing in on it. I think about it like this: everybody done seen the movie Black and White. And it's that scene where Mike Tyson is talking with one of his partners that's really based in the streets, and he's like, well, you think I should do this? He's like, no, 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 my friend, I'm very choosy on my words, because you say certain things and that can get you, well, they was telling me to do this. No, I don't tell nobody to do anything. What you're gonna do is what you're gonna do. That's how I look at it. Now, when people start saying, oh, this person told me this, or they done said this, and bringing in names, then that's when it turns into something else. But when people are just essentially sending subliminals, I don't really care about that. You're not saying my name, so it's nothing about that. Think about it like that. It's nothing. Now, when someone breathes your name on something that is incorrect, then you got to correct them on that. But subliminals, how you may be feeling at the time, because maybe someone did breathe their name, and you gotta, voice your opinion on that. But yeah, I'm glad that people, back to the other subject. I'm glad people enjoy the KK Diamond particular interview, interaction, because it wasn't just me that she was talking with. She was talking with Dre Chili. She was talking with Street Rich TV. She was talking with Choice, and she actually hollered at you too, Cadillac, J Just. So I mean, hopefully, we could, turn it into something where, KK Diamond comes on a little more, have some little different type of topics to, cover with her. We know Lisa Smith always makes appearances. That's one thing I like about Lisa Smith. Lisa Smith is a fact checker. A lot of people may have issues with Lisa Smith, but usually Lisa Smith is a fact checker. And when someone throws up facts, or I won't even say facts, because it's not facts until you actually go research it yourself. Okay, send me the link or send me the information what correlates to this, where you can make it make sense to me. It got to make sense. I can't just be like, okay, this is, they said this. No, I got to actually research this to make sure that it's actually making sense. So with that being said, she crosses her T's and dots her I's when needed. So and I don't know. I was thinking about going on later, but I don't know. Maybe this is a time that I'm catching some people that I usually don't catch. And matter of fact, I want to say we got the powwow still going down with KK Diamond sometime today about different ventures. Hopefully we can get going with her. You know, but I gotta contact all the parties that are involved. See when we can all do this all at the same time. Some people are on different schedules and things like that. And I understand that, and I understand. I'm going on live at a certain time that I usually don't go on. I usually go on around 9ish, 10ish, depending on what part of the country you in. So matter of fact, as I always do, I'll throw up the hotline number, but I'll say this. I don't what's the word? I don't implore anybody to, talk negative on anybody on my I don't do that. Cuz it's like then you're bringing something else that shouldn't be brought. Yeah, I can't verify, whatever at the drop of a dime. So I don't want to do it like that. So when I bring on the particular hotline, hopefully we could get some topics going into thinking beyond the box, thinking beyond not being boxed in. Nobody wants to be boxed in at all. You know, you want to think beyond that because, to me, the box is a trap. It's like, okay, let's see if he can fall into this big fat rat trap. No, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to, be curious, George, and see what's over there. I'm just trying to do whatever I can do, you know. So let me see here. Okay. I'm still here just typing away right about now. Let me see. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Hotline is open. Matter of fact, I ran into King Righteous, just a little bit before I was gonna go on. So hopefully that's it slipped my mind that quick. That's who I may be going on live with. So y'all may be able to catch King Righteous a little bit later today, you know. So that'll be a treat. He's been in a chat section, but you actually see a live video with King Righteous. Hopefully, everything lines up right and that can happen. But if any of my regulars, any of my newbies, anybody that, usually rocks with Tuku the Khan, hey, the hotline is there. You can call him, like, what's going on, Rick? I enjoyed listening to, all the brothers and, the one sister powwow yesterday in the actual live stream. Matter of fact, what took so long for it to go, she was looking for a charger, so right before we was gonna go on, she was essentially searching for a charger to get it, so she wouldn't die out. Cause these cell phones, you be doing all kind of different activities on them, and the battery power be dying on them. So she ended up having to get another phone so she can conduct the actual, so the interview could still happen. So who's all still out there? Because I see, it's, my channel is funny. Sometimes I have small, minuscule numbers. Then I have big numbers. But if you, I mean, like I said, we're in a day and age where they could track damn near wherever you're at. They could geolocation you wherever you're on Earth. So it should not be a issue where oh, Rick, I didn't get the notification. Well, they're not sending it. Matter of fact, that's what I should screenshot in my creator studio, where it shows that this particular platform only sends my stuff out in a single digit percentile. That means no matter how many people that are actually subscribed, if you don't actually search my channel out, they will not give my channel the appreciation that they do all others. And what's so crazy, I got more followers than some people that are in the low thou wows, and they get probably more notifications out to their people. But when you're saying things that don't align, don't coincide with whatever agenda they're trying to push, this is the type of treatment that you do receive. I understand that. I also say this, as far as the subliminals, and hopefully, the people that like to send out subliminals, it's not really a smart part to, take, information from someone that you haven't actually talked to before. It's like, oh, well, this person said this about this person, so I'm gonna put that out into the universe. Well, you haven't actually talked to me, so you saying that means what? You trying to get someone upset about saying something that's wrong or something? I mean, that's incorrect. So essentially, that just makes you look idiotic, and vice versa. If I was to say something about someone and was incorrect, that would make me look like an idiot. So why would I even do anything like that? That don't even make sense. But if everything can be fact checked and put to the test, then that's something else. Because then it's like, well, look at this, well, look at that. I ain't so much even speaking about a person. I'm speaking about these particular issues. What about that? Not the person. Now, when you start talking about a person, and that's some other, I'm talking about actual facts that can be backed up and proven. That. Speak to that. Person, that's bitch shit when you start speaking about a person, in my opinion. But, if the person ends up being a bitch, then, hey, so be it. But I'm saying issues. Usually I address issues. Issue like, okay, this car is blue. This car is this much performance. This car can't outperform this car. I'm stating things that you can actually back up. But when you get to saying, well, I just don't like that car because, I don't like, blue flakes on the car. I mean, you may not like a car with blue flakes. So the fuck what? I mean, it doesn't take away from, other people liking it or other people, choosing to put their money on it and buy it, so, that turns into taste. What taste? Some people don't got the best taste in the world, but it's still companies still profiting off of people buying whatever, that particular company is putting out there to sell that may be untasteful to you. Like I said, I always appreciate the thumbs up. You know, I appreciate people coming to check in and hear what I'm saying. Hopefully, the live can go down a little bit later, and you'll get to hear from King Righteous on. I don't even know what kind of topic we're gonna talk about. There's something. I'll figure out something. Maybe something on his mind he wants to address. I don't know. But we're at 20 minutes, and usually, you know what I say, if it's not no interaction, I'm going to go off. But like I said, think outside the box. Don't be type pat cast. Don't buy into, propaganda. A lot of propaganda gets people stuck on, well, I'm only looking at this because, I'm just looking at this, from what I've seen in this box, it's saying I shouldn't look at anything outside this box, so I'm staying in the box. No, look outside the box. Don't not even someone's look outside the box. Beyond it. Like, okay, yeah, this box in that yard. I'm passing this. On the way to the airport or something. Why should I have all my concerns about some box off the side of the freeway in some yard with a gang of leaves in it? I mean, why should my concern be that you're on route to go somewhere else that's more prosperous? So don't get caught up on like essentially like Choice likes to say the trick bag. You don't want to get caught up on that. That's how essentially they control you when you get caught up like that, because like now all your thoughts is filled with whatever's in that box, and you got to refute everything versus yeah, it's gonna be a lot of boxes like that. A lot of boxes like that people subscribe to. Think about it like this. We used to have cable boxes. I mean, some still do have cable boxes, but now we got what uh the the fire sticks. That's essentially a elongated box. Or Apple TVs. That's essentially a smushed down box. It's things to keep people stuck on certain things. People have Netflix accounts, people have Hulu accounts. They subscribe to certain things. You got to kind of think outside that. A lot of times when people have their TV programming on, when you're trying to talk to them, they're not tuned into what you're saying because they, the whatever that program is, got them program pulled in to pay attention to whatever they're saying. You got to kind of pump the brakes on a lot of things that's doing that to you. Essentially, it's like putting you in a trance. You don't want to be put in a trance. No matter of fact, if you're like Rick done been saying something and he done been going on for 3 hours or so, because I got some lives that are 3 hours and not every single one of them lives people are gonna subscribe to. So you gotta uncheck up out that shit. And I understand that people got lives, they got things they need to do, but from time to time people do tune in and be like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna sit back and listen to what Rick got to say. Oh, that's my girl calling up. That's my little kid. They hit me up to come pick them up from their little friend house. You gotta check in and check out. Like Cadillac J just says, I'm checking in. I'm checking out. He got some things to do, and you can't knock a man for doing what he got to do. I mean, you should applaud a person that is able to do that. Not a lot of people are, and it definitely shows. So let me see. You still there, Joe Frank? You still there, Street Rich? You still there, Cadillac J Just? I don't know if you still there, Jr. Whoever else that hasn't said anything. Just give it a little bit more time. Hold on a second. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Hopefully, since it's a Friday night, everybody got something that they're gonna get into. Hopefully, if you're on a gig, you're almost coming around that time to clock out. What else? I don't know. That's about it. I don't really got too much else to say, but I see it's people out there, but nobody's responding. My lives, like I said, usually when I do lives, it's for interaction. So either you usually hit the hotline, like, Reek, this is what I gotta say, or this is what I want to say. You hit the hotline, or you interact. I try to answer everyone's comment to the best of my ability. If I'm not familiar in it, I'm not gonna act like I am. I don't do that. Matter of fact, I don't say I'm something that I'm not. I hear a lot of people like, well, you're not this. Well, I never claimed to be. So what the fuck are you talking about? I can see if I say, yeah, I'm this big old whatever. No, I never said that. Never been me. Never. But I will say I'm a jack of all trades. I will say that. What's going on, bro? I'm glad to see you come in. Yeah, I came on a little early. Usually I don't catch you. Every time I do go on, you like, you know what? I'm about to hit the sack. I done got off the gig. I'm a little tired. I gotta get ready for the next day. So I'm glad to see that you done came in. That's a good thing. Glad that you said what's up. But yeah, this one is just about being beyond the box, not being boxed in, not even constructing a box where you're locked in and confined, because it's a lot of ways in this life where you can construct a box for yourself and put yourself within a box that you don't need to be within. It's like you got to let cooler minds prevail. A lot of people, they kind of forget about that until after, they done, think about it like this. It's like when you get hot, and when you get hot, it's almost like when you get hot. And what I'm saying is like you're in the throes of passion. You knocking down a beautiful broad or whatever, your lady or whatever, and you're in the throes, and it start building up, and you're like, and you come and everything. Well, that's the same way when you're getting heated about something and you're thinking about doing something. So, all your thoughts of whatever you're doing, them is put on standby because you're like, man, I'm feeling so like this, and then you do whatever. You either get to fisticuffs, or if you're good with the blade, you get to Ginsu knifing it, or if you're good on the trigger, you get to letting something loose, letting it clack, and that'll put you in a position to being in a box. You're like, and then afterwards, just like after you come, you be right, man, I'm ready to dip. I'm ready to go. I don't feel like how I felt just, a few seconds ago. Same thing goes with once you're upset and hot, like, oh damn, I done did this. Yeah, I was feeling like I should have did this, but damn, now I feel like I shouldn't have did this. Nah. You gotta let cooler minds prevail. Just like, man, I want to go up in that thing raw. No, it'd probably be more advisable if you strap on that that young prophylactic. Protect you and protect them millions that you're trying to shoot off up in her. Just as well, hey, it's time to put my thinking cap on. Maybe I really don't need to take it to these extremes. Because if I come raw with it, I'm putting myself in a position that is unsavory and unfavorable for me. It's all life is a thinking man's game. Game, life is game. I hear people throw around game. I think a game is con. Fuck that. It's life issues. We're all facing life issues. You got to be able to, just like the game of life. The game, Parker Brothers, the company that makes a game talking about life issues. It's about life, But you know what? I can't knock people for, that's how they, may make their living about talking about game and things like that. I'm talking about life issues on Too Cool, Too Kind, That's why my channel is called Too Cool to Kind. I'm too cool to be kind, or anybody that I fuck with is too cool to be under that con shit. You said you learn to break out of comfort zones. You can hinder yourself being comfortable. Most definitely, you got to remain uncomfortable. But you also got to, be mindful in the way that you become uncomfortable, because it's certain kind of things when you become uncomfortable. Yeah, you're always, someone's always not going to like what you're doing. You can't be hindered by that, but you also can't just purposely, essentially, like picking on somebody. Think about bully picking on somebody. Oh, I'll pick on you because you smaller or something. But that rage ball up in them, and then they get to doing something like, damn, I didn't think they was gonna come like that. Well, people don't take to being picked on. You don't know how many times this person been picked on before you came across them. So you gotta kind of entertain that thought too. But I guess sometimes people are kamikazes. If you don't know what kamikazes are, it was back in the day. What's I want to say the Japanese, when we were going against Japan and things, and they would rivet up the doors on all the pilots, where they essentially, you're not getting out, so you're going on a kamikaze mission. So essentially the plane, it turns into a missile. So since we may shoot off all our rounds and all that, but at the end of the day, we know we're not going back to Japan, so we're just gonna dive bomb these fucking airplanes into whatever. And if it kill us, we killing it. We doing it behind the guise of our nation. So that's essentially when I say kamikazes. People got the kamikaze ideology. Like, what? Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice whoever that may or wanted me in their life for the greater good of whatever I feel or see fit. Kamikaze, ideology. People think like that. Like, what? I'm willing to do that. Not all people are willing to do that. They want to be like, oh, I want the door open so I can, take the parachute. Maybe I'll parachute and crash this joint into something, but I'm not gonna, put my life at stake. People think like that, but it's also called thinking beyond the box. It's more one way. It's more than one way to skin a cat. It's not just one way. It's not this particular way. This person got this way. As long as a person ain't, literally, figuratively, defecating on you, dropping feces on you, you shouldn't really have too many problems with that. If anything, you just say, what, I'm gonna speak on how not to be, done like this or done like that. That's how I see it. But everybody doesn't think like that. You said sometimes I want to go back to old relationships, either professional or romantic. I had to force myself to move forward and not go back to what is familiar. Yeah, because a lot of times you think, well, it's going to be different. But actually, that's like you said, it's the familiarity. The idea of you thinking it's going to be different is the different part. But once you get back with them, those old habits start to come back. Oh, I fall asleep at this time all the time. I know this was the time that I had issue. We had issue because I was falling asleep at this time, or I was choosing to go out and do these things at this particular time. Those old habits may start to come back, and you may not say nothing. First 2, 3 times it may happen, but then after a while, oh, you're doing back what you did, what you said you wasn't gonna do. I mean, so to avoid all that, it's like, what, I respect that. We did some things that you couldn't accept, I couldn't accept. I had to push on and find someone that's actually down with that. I'm still here. I'm still here. So yeah. So it's nothing wrong with having new relationships and things like that. Um, it's more favorable. Now I'll say this. Now maybe you had a relationship where you didn't move on it romantically. So that you can may revisit because you never took it to that step. Now that's a little bit different. But if you've been romantic with a female, or you just had a partnership, this person was my partner. Sometimes those type of relationships you can't go back to. It's like this person, how they move. You like they do this. I know in my being I'm not cool with that. So why lie to yourself and be like, what, I'm just gonna bypass. I know when they be bullshitting and things like that. No, this, that's what they do. That. You can't be a party to that kind of stuff. So just split ways and part ways. But a lot of times us being melanated people, we take things a certain kind of way and get real emotional about it. And a lot of times, like the professor has said, you don't know who's the idiot within the argument, because you hear two people arguing and you like, man, that sound bad and that sound bad. I mean, where did this all come from? When cooler minds prevail, like, but it's not too many cooler minds prevail when you're in the heat of the moment. But you're like, I felt this way because of this. They did this, and then the other person come back, well, you did this, and this is the reason why I did that. A lot of people, and a lot of people don't want to be honest. I see a lot of times, a lot of this can be headed off if people were honest, but a lot of people don't want to be honest, and that's what causes a lot of, strife and things like that. And I guess for good reason, certain people can't be honest, because then, okay, I'm being honest on this, that would show this, and if it shows that, then some people are gonna say, well, you know what, I kind of had whatever feeling about this, but now that I'm kind of taking time to think about it, it's making me think about some other things that I probably didn't like, and that is a slippery slope that a lot of people may not want to entertain. Yeah, most definitely don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. I mean, both of y'all are right, Cadillac J Just and bro, you're right about not going backwards. Now, like, backwards is only good for a few things. Like, okay, I got to put my car in reverse to get out of this parking spot. Now that's all right going backwards. Or I gotta retrace my steps. I done dropped some jewelry or dropped some money. That's okay with retracing your steps and going backwards. Or I gotta you know information. They told me this, but I didn't look at it. So now I gotta retrace my steps, go back and hit these little different links or whatever to catch up to see where I'm missing at. Those are things that you can go backwards on if it's gonna be informative. But going backwards and thinking you're gonna start new, that's like saying, you know, well, me doing it to them is like undoing it, and I can unmake them a virgin if I redo it to them again or something like that. No, it's like once you cross that threshold, that's what it is. Just like when they say you draw a line in the sand and you stepped over the line. That's it. Ain't okay. Now I step back. No, you stepped over the line, and usually stepping over the line with some people is saying something hella disrespectful. And usually some people can forgive you. Some people may not forgive you about that. It just depends on what that type of situation is. Think about it. Some little kids in preschool. Oh, he knocked over my juice. Well, you get another little juice carton or something like that. Okay, you're in a club and someone knocks over your drink that you just bought, and they seen you buy it. Now that may turn into something else, but that's on a different level versus the little preschooler that knocked over the little orange juice. It's different levels to this. They're innocent. Adults, we done weathered all kind of shit in life, and you don't pay $20 or whatever it may be. You might have spilled the drink all over your new fit, and they did it purposely just to see what you were gonna do. That's how funk starts. So you want to try to avoid the funk as much as possible. Well, sometimes it's not possible, but if you can make it possible, try your efforts to do that. You said, in truth, you have to take people for who they are. You can go back to a relationship if you accept who they are, but also know who you are. Most definitely, I believe that. I mean, because it's people that maybe their man done cheated on them. Females done took dudes back and vice versa. She cheated on him and was making time with this other dude for a month or two or something like that, and somehow y'all patch it up and y'all powwow and have talks and things like that to get things going back on the right track. I mean, you can't knock somebody like that. Just like you may have a partner and you're like, man, my girl done did this. You don't too much really want to weigh in on what your partner may be going through with his girl. Like, oh yeah, she a hoe and she a slut and all this kind of stuff. No, you man, like, well, hopefully things work out. So then if they do work out, you never said nothing ill. But if you're the one to weigh in like, man, she been, and matter of fact, she was doing this to dude and having him on the side, and then they end up working it out with each other. Like, you know what? My partner was talking real bad about you, or he gets that in her ear, or vice versa, and it's like, you know what? I don't even think you should even be around this person because they was holding all these feelings. They've been feeling this kind of way, so it can bring that out. So try to, as much as possible, try to keep it in the positive. I know a lot of times that's not possible. I know a lot of times people send subliminals out, but I know a lot of times those subliminals are had because a person feels some kind of way about something. We are human. We don't like to hear nothing bad about ourselves and things like that. And other people don't want to hear nothing bad about themselves. So yeah, sometimes people feel some kind of way and speak out of turn. But if we could go into it like, you know what, I think I'm gonna take the route that's not gonna be the one to say their name on something ill. I may say something on ill traits, but I'm not gonna say something ill on this particular person. That to me is the higher road. So essentially, a subliminal really ain't nothing. I guess a hurt dog is the one that yells, you throw a rock and stuff like that. So if you being hurt by that, then essentially it must apply to you. But if you look at it like it's not applying, you ain't said my name or anything, then that shit don't have nothing to do with me. You say we all made mistakes. The worst thing is when someone brings it up all the time. In that case, move forward. Your partner never forgave you. Most definitely. I look at it, when I split ways with someone, I split ways. Now, the only time I become ugly is if I'm hearing something about my name and my name mentioned, and you saying things that are untrue and untruthful, then I say something. But a lot of cases, a lot of people are like, well, really, you should let that kind of stuff go too. It's like, man, don't besmirch my name. A lot of people think like that. And, I'm not the only one. A lot of people think, well, you said my name in illness or something. Now, to me, I think it's different when it's, those two particular people or whatever, those parties talking, and they're both hashing it out, whatever way they're hashing it out. But when it's just one person saying one person something about the one person and one person ain't in there that kind of to defend themselves, that's like, think about it like this: you got a mother and father, and the mother is saying something ill about the dad. Like, well, the dad ain't there to defend himself. Why are you telling the child all this ugliness when the father ain't there to defend himself, and vice versa? The father may be saying something ill about the mom, like, yeah, she ain't nothing. She done ran off with this dude, and woo, she ain't never been nothing. And I'm like, well, the kid is half of them, so I mean, you throwing dirt on their name. How are they supposed to take that? Are they supposed to say yeah, or I mean, you got them in a quandary, just like, man, I don't know which way to weigh in on that particular subject. I just wish it wasn't happening. But that's life. I mean, you gotta. It's so many ways to look at so many different situations. You just gotta entertain some of them. What's going on, Lo? Yeah, Lo, you're gonna have to whenever you throw your number up again, I'm gonna have to lock it in because I didn't lock it in. It's like I kept it in the recently called log, and so I get so many calls, he straight knocked it out of the call log, so I couldn't hit your line last night. That's why I said put your number up so I could actually hit your line because I noticed something like when it's a whole bunch of people on a hotline number, when some people try to call in it won't even let them call in. I don't even know what's up with that because it's like once I dial out a number, I can put as many as numbers on I want, but it's like that's their way of blocking, the amount of people actually coming in to make it seem like, oh, well, Rick's scared to have some people come in. No, put your number up. If they ain't let you, gotta notify me like Rick, they ain't let me call in. Well, put your number up. If I already got your number, I hit your line and throw you in on a call. I ain't never one of them types to duck a call ever. Every call that I done got and someone has something to say, I done picked up. I was never, I can't talk to you. No, well, let's just hash it out. What's the issue? What's the problem? What misconception is going on? That's how men should, actually do it, when it's actually something of value to do. Now, some things people just say some crazy off the wall stuff like this ain't even making sense. Why am I have a conversation and you talking about something that don't even make sense? But if it's making sense, we can, conversate about that. Most definitely, Lo. Yeah, but matter of fact, I'm gonna have to find me something to eat. I don't know what I want to eat. I'm kind of getting like old school. What you want to eat? What's to eat? What you gonna eat? It's a Friday. I don't feel like cooking nothing. Usually I'd be like, oh, let me go get a steak, a nice size steak or something like that, a nice big baked potato or something. I don't even want to do any of that. I want something that's already made, and I can just be, oh, I'm calling in. Yep, I'll be there to pick it up. It's one of them kind of days. Oh, the topic is thinking beyond the box. Don't entertain the box to get you stuck on, something that's unnecessary. To me, a lot of our people get stuck on unnecessary things, or this person is doing that. No, I mean, if you don't subscribe to, whatever that person is doing, I mean, don't subscribe to it. You know, if anything, if like say you got a platform you want to speak on something, just speak on like I don't like this, I don't like that. It don't have to be like I don't like this person that do that. Now that's something totally different. It's like you point. That's almost like saying, uh, uh, I seen a car accident, and you're just talking about seeing a car accident, or you like this person caused the car accident. There's a difference. Now you saying I see a car accident. Yeah, you see a car accident. But you say that person caused the car accident, but you don't really know if that person really caused it. So essentially, you laying blame about something that you really not for sure about. So it's a way you can say things. You can like, yeah, look, the car accident's bad. It's leaking all the antifreeze all over the place. That one car just slammed into the other car. That's how I seen it. That's how it shows it on my camera. Matter of fact, I got the camera that show it how the accident went down and everything. Now that's different. It's a way that you can transfer the same message in a particular fashion. That's all I'm speaking on. You said y'all see the Cleveland Browns versus Pittsburgh fight from the game last night. It went worldwide. No, I ain't caught none of the news, so I might have to check into that. I have to check into that. I haven't caught it, so that's something I'll look up. If anybody else knows what Lo is talking about, you can speak on that too. Matter of fact, Lo, if you got time right now, you could hit the hotline. I got it up in there. If hopefully it lets you scroll down, I'm like, oh, there go the hotline. Hit the hotline, and I'll put you in. Chop it up for a little bit. I ain't trying to take up too much of your time, anybody's time. I ain't trying to take up too much of anybody's time, but I do have free time to do this live. I'll probably, like I said, try to do another live later tonight with King Righteous. Oh, you said you just saw the The clip, Cadillac JJS. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. Usually I get updates on things that are really hitting the news or the wire, but I ain't really got any updates, so I'm gonna have to look that one up, Lo. Check it out. Oh, you said, yeah, we rivals. We played them last night. Pittsburgh Steelers. Matter of fact, I seen a cold throwback Brown starter. I was thinking about getting. I used to always see them brown satin starters back in the day. This one I seen I got a update on it. I'm like, man, I might have to cop me a Browns starter throwback, brand newy. Rocket into 20. I was about to say rocket into 2019. Rocket into 2020. I want to tell y'all something else that was weird yesterday. Now, on that particular live, after I ended it, it said, I want to say it said 111 people came in that particular live. I'm gonna have to start snapshotting that because usually when you end a live, it'll say how many people came in. Now, when I went to my computer to add some tags, it said only 85 views. I'm like, okay, so now it was only 85 views, but it was 111 people that actually were in the live. So essentially, just like sports teams, sports games, they shave points. You're shaving viewers that were actually in there. And then I'll probably say around 12 something today, it was showing that it was 111. Now, how could it be only 111 when it was actually 100 and hold on a second. I'm back, y'all. Every now and then, some kids, do something that's unnecessary. I had to voice my opinion on that. Now let me see. You said I have to say this. The one thing that keeps you in the box is fear. Most definitely, fear does keep people in a box. Fear does keep people, doing certain things that are unnecessary. That's why I don't subscribe to the box. That's I don't know. It's a lot. You can tell the people that subscribe to it because essentially you're triggered. I mean, I say it like this. I'm not like, oh, Rick, you don't get triggered. I don't see you get hella hot on certain things. Yeah, gotten hot, but a lot of times you gotta let cooler minds prevail. Okay, this done came up. How can I come up and do something where I'm not triggered off of this, or I'm responding, but I'm responding in a way where is more beneficial to me and not unnecessary, not something that's it's just a certain way you gotta do things. It's like the more you get older, the more you look at certain ways of conducting certain things. What's going on, Rated Shot? I'm glad you done chimed in. Matter of fact, oh, you said you had to give right now. When you touching down in the town again? I know you be saying you're gonna touch down in the town. You ain't touched down in the town in a minute. Now you said sometimes fear is thought to or brought to you by parents or friends who failed. They never succeeded and passed on fear to you, sometimes out of jealousy. Most definitely. I done had a lot of family members, well, I won't say a lot of family members, a few family members that moved in ways that I didn't subscribe to. But you always got family members. Oh, we family. We supposed to look beyond this. Nah, I'm not. I'm not really rocking with that. So, to each his own. You do you. I do me. Oh, you said trying tonight. Gotta get a ride. Trying to come on the solo dolo. Hey, if you when you know what it is. If you touch down, then hey, let me know. Let me know. Matter of fact, I already said, hopefully, a little bit later, I'm going to go live with King Righteous. So, hopefully you're able to touch down, you know. And hopefully everybody that's in here will be able to weigh in on that particular live that I have with King Righteous. Yeah, but yeah, and a lot of things do come from people's childhoods. A lot of people who have the way they conduct their adulthood, you know, basically beeline from their childhood. A lot of dysfunction that they done seen in childhood, they carry it on into adulthood. I'm no stranger to that. There's some things I do that, probably came from my childhood. Like, my pops, when I was growing up, he only had a limited amount of vehicles. I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to have as many vehicles I want, you know. So, I put myself in a position financially where I could, have as many vehicles that I want, I mean, but that's me. Not everybody thinks like me. Some people think, okay, I'll have a bucket, but I may live in, a mini mansion. I know people like that. They got a mini mansion, but their car's a bucket. So is that saying like, oh, they something wrong with them because they driving a bucket? No, they figured they'd rather have, their residence to be something that they could marvel at that. Some people may figure, you know what, I'm gonna make my job where I can have some investment properties, and these investment properties will, yeah, I guess you could say I'm working a job if I go and do the yard work or do the occasional little maybe painting of a hallway that may need painting at one of your investment properties. But you know what? You got renters in there, and they're paying, paying to stay in your property. So what's wrong with that? I mean, essentially, you're your own boss. Essentially, you just kind of you could probably even hire people to do that if you wanted to. But if you just feel, this would give me some time, clear my mind. I'm still, doing something productive. I'm still making my money. I still got my own home. I still have, whatever amount of cars I have. I mean, hey, people do certain things the way people do them. No, Will wasn't in on that KK Diamonds interview. I mean, I don't think he was in here when I said it, but Will said, he done had some family members pass away, and one of his close partners had passed away. So, Will been probably caught up with, probably family arrangements for that type of particular situation, and his partner passing away. So, that's why I said shouts out to Will. Hopefully everything is going good, and you know, he people need their time to, grieve about, losing family members and things like that, So, hopefully, once he gets back on track, we'll be up in here and being on taking the calls, being on the live and everything. So, yeah, that's what's been up with Will though. Yeah, the people that were on the KK Diamonds was Dre Chili, Choice was on there, and Street Rich was on there. And yesterday, Cadillac J Just came in for a little bit. Yeah, this is the time of year that people do be passing. Matter of fact, my little cousin passed away on Christmas, and that's coming up pretty soon. That'll be next month. Right on Christmas morning, right when her right when her little daughters was waking up to celebrate Christmas, she was passing away. So I mean, you don't know when the Most High is gonna call you. You get some people wasn't didn't get the didn't get the ability to see this day. They could have not have woke up from last night's sleep. It just be like that. When the Most High call your name, it ain't no, I gotta go, go see these people and go holler at them before Nah, you gotta go right then. There ain't no wait. You said you wonder why that is. If I can know why people get called when they get called, man, I'd be something furious. But then again, think about it. If you did have that ability, a lot of people would be probably fearful of you. Like, man, when a person's gonna pass, they'd be scared of you because you possess something that nobody has on this planet. I haven't seen anybody, able to predict anything like that. Now, in a form, that would be fearful because it's like they know this. They're like, this person's gonna say these so many words and they're gonna cough a couple of times and then they're gonna drop dead. And then they do everything like the steps you said. That'd be crazy. Like, whoa, it really happened. You be damn near thinking, oh, they trying to play some kind of gag. Much as now that they got so many shows and people trying to do things on Instagram, punking people and catching people in Walmarts and things like that, doing something, caught on tape. It'd be something like that. You probably wouldn't even believe it. But we done been on a whole hour. If nobody wants to call in, hey, matter of fact, I'll probably pull that out right now since nobody hit the hotline. So I don't want people calling after the live is over. I think I had that one time someone called and the live was over and like, you hitting the hotline for why? I mean, it's not even alive right now. Let me see. I gotta make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm looking, I thought I missed something. I think I got everything. Yeah, I think I got everything. So with that being said, I appreciate you coming in, Low. I appreciate you coming in, Rated Shot. I appreciate you coming in, bro. Cadillac J Just, Street Rich. Who else? Jr. I am about to wrap it up. Hey, I'll send the well, I don't know if I'll send a heads up to say that I'm going on, but just be looking out for the King Righteous joint. It might go down tonight, so that'll be a bonus. And I'll probably get to working on a Lions Den, and I'll either put that out tonight or tomorrow. So catch me when you catch me. I'm up out of here. Peace 'em up.